Peace. Hey, family, brother Rizza. I'm here with a quick video. I just wanted to go over something. I was thinking about this, right? There are so many people who may not realize this, but the whole anti-Semitic label is not anything new. In fact, it's so old that it's kind of a shock that it's still going on right now. And I mean, I was really looking at this because although I know the answer to this question, I wanted to know from all of you to see if you were really noticing the connections here. But doesn't it seem like whenever we have a strong black man or woman who comes out and criticizes some things that a person does and they happen to be Jewish, okay, they're constantly given this label, even when they're absolutely right. Does anti-Semitism exist? Sure. Does anti-black racism exist? Absolutely. So I just want to go ahead and go over a list of some of our black leaders and some of those who you may not have realized were also given that so-called anti-Semitic label when it doesn't fit at all. Y'all let me know if any of these names will shock you. Let us go ahead and start off this list with W.E.B. Du Bois. Yeah, interesting. Booker T. Washington. J.A. Rogers. Yes, that J.A. Rogers. Our brother James Baldwin. Andrew Young. Our brother Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture. Black Power. Bishop Desmond Tutu. Nelson Mandela. Wow. And of course, Jesse Jackson. Bet y'all didn't see that one coming. Joseph Lowry. Here's a curveball for you. Gandhi. Yeah, Gandhi. Woohoo! Reverend Al Sharpton. Oh, I knew y'all wasn't going to expect that. Yeah, they gave him that label too. Kwesi Mfume. Reverend Dr. Our brother Martin Luther King. With all of that nonviolent, they still gave him that label too. And of course, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You already knew that off top. Richard Wright, Julius Lester, Alice Walker, Malcolm X, John Hope Franklin, and even the honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And they been tossing out this label. Listen to this. Public Enemy, Muhammad Ali, and even Oprah. Oprah! Oh, it gets more interesting, believe me. Even all black organizations were deemed anti-Semitic. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as SNCC, of course, the Black Panthers. Top it all off, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which is Marcus Garvey's movement, and of course, the Nation of Islam. Spike Lee, Arsenio Hall. We know why that happened. And even our brother, Ice Cube. Yeah, you too, brother, you know. And would you believe that they put this label on our brother Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson, the most peaceful man you could probably ever meet. Him too. The rapper, our brother B.O.B., Barack Obama's Reverend Jeremiah Wright, who has been his minister for years and years. They put that label on him, and they put the label on Barack Obama himself too. Barack Obama. Here's a few additional mentions. President Jimmy Carter, President Harry S. Truman, President Gerald Ford, President Richard Nixon, President George H.W. Bush, even President John F. Kennedy, JFK, and also former President 45, Donald Trump. You get anti-Semitic label. You're anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semitic. Everybody's anti-Semitic. And of course, now what we see recently, Kanye West, Ye, and our brother, Kyrie Irving, both of our brothers. What is going on? Is everybody anti-Semitic or is there racism? Are they trying to keep niggas in check? Is that what this is? Because they continue to target all of our black leaders and say everybody's anti-Semitic. The number one who they cannot stand, and all of you know, this is not even a secret anymore. It's known in sports. It's known in movies and film. It's known all throughout Hollywood. It's known in the world of fashion. It's known in the world of religion. It's known in every space whatsoever. The number one person who they do not want anybody to stand with, who they call the king of anti-Semites, the number one leading anti-Semite, they even called him Hitler. They called him, something's wrong with you. They called this man Hitler. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the number one that they say anti-Semite. The moment you stand with him, they say you are the ultimate hater. Racism, anti-black racism. You're racist. Meanwhile, there's not one situation where one hair has been harmed on a Caucasian Jewish person's head anywhere by a member of the Nation of Islam or any one of the members of any of the groups that I've mentioned, any black organizations whatsoever. So what are y'all talking about? Because Minister Farrakhan has never told us to harm nobody outside of self-defense, of course. So what are y'all talking about? And on the other hand, Jews were involved in the slave trade of our people. The transatlantic slave trade, they were involved in the South, selling us as slaves. They've been involved in that for quite some time, all the way to Brazil, all the way back over here. So where's that conversation? Hell, they even called your brother Rizza Islam anti-Semitic right here. I have my own page on the ADL's list. I hope y'all understand this. Black people are not going for this lie anymore. It doesn't hold power anymore. This label, this name calling does not work anymore. You can knock it off. Sit down and have a conversation. Only way we're going to get through this is if we sit down and actually have a conversation, because right now all it looks like is racism is being exposed and coming out. But there is no hatred toward anybody over there on that side. But I think we should go ahead and sit down and have a conversation at minimum. We can't be anti-Semitic. That's just like a main thing I think we need to get through our heads at this point. Afro-Asiatic languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, black folks. You guys can end the lie now, because it's only showing how much racism you really have inside of your organizations. Let's sit down. And if we can't sit down and have a productive conversation like human beings, not a slave and the slave master type of relationship, but an actual good relationship, then we should go ahead and separate and do our own thing in a way where we can be treated with dignity, just as everybody else is treated with dignity. Two options: conversation or separation. Simple as that. But what do y'all think? Is there a rampant amount of hatred towards Jewish people from black people, anti-Semitism, or is there a rise in the exposing of racism coming from the ADL and other Jewish organizations that control a lot of black people and control a lot of things as we see? Is that what it is? Y'all let me know in the comments, man.